Hi everybody, I'm Corina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My Facebook page is Corina Stefan Astrology, and the website where you can book a session with me is www.corinastefanastrology.com. On May 25th at 12:44 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we get the opportunity to plant the seeds of a new direction in thinking and communication thanks to the Gemini New Moon, Supermoon. We reset our mind by carefully observing what kind of thoughts, ideas, or verbal patterns need to be released and thrown into the garbage bin because they keep us stuck or they are no longer aligned with our values, the values that define our essential self. Any new moon is an introverted cosmic moment when our focus needs to be withdrawn from the outside world and redirected within. It is similar to the moment of a baby's conception, which takes place far from an agitated reality or any indiscreet looks, in the deepest and most quiet area of our private life, where love and physical intimacy rule. So I recommend you all for the next 28 days to ignore any emergencies or noisy issues that are asking for remedies and focus on your mind's regeneration. Make sure that within your minds only bright, optimistic, and loving thoughts grow. Patiently identify those toxic thoughts that keep repeating themselves and damage your self-esteem and confidence in your talents and self-worth. Clear your mind of this radioactive waste and focus on strengths, not on weaknesses, failure, or imperfections, or traumatic memories. Plant the seeds of future positive experiences that would show you how loved and appreciated you are, and save the profound truth of these moments in every cell of your body. You now have the chance to rewrite your mental hard disk by creating experiences that are completely different from all that maybe stole your personal power in the past, sinking you in deep shame or dysfunctional beliefs like, I am flawed, I will never succeed, or I don't deserve something better. Cut your emotional cord with the past and rewrite your personal story from a triumphant perspective. Every failure brought you just 1 feet closer to success and revealed your inner strength. The way we perceive and interpret our life story has often a positive or negative impact that is way more important than the mere events that we faced. Our mind can literally save us or become our toughest inquisitor. It's us and only us who can decide if we give the story, our story, a happy end or a dramatic one. After all, what truly matters is not the cards that we receive from the cosmos, so it's pointless to compare them to those received by others. What truly matters is how we play our cards, how much intelligence, noblesse, and faith we find within us to fulfill our destiny. As Mercury, the ruler of this new lunar cycle, is placed in Taurus, make sure that this process of re-educating your mind is directed towards tangible results and practicality. The sign of Taurus symbolizes all that is connected with the 5 senses of the body and ensures our autonomy and survival. So any changes in thinking that could bring more money, prosperity, pleasure, comfort, and that are aligned with your value system are welcome. If, for example, you are attached mentally to the idea of financial security, but you don't really enjoy the kind of work you are doing and that puts bread on your table, then maybe it's time to start considering the idea of killing this mental parasite and liberate your mind from that limiting belief that money is earned through hard work and not by following your heart's desire. Thanks to this Gemini new moon, you will probably feel the impulse to learn something new, to come in contact with ideas or information different from all that you already know, and to take off that unbelievably heavy coat of expectations that create suffering. Expectations endanger our experiences because they set a specific course of events as being the only one possible or acceptable. I want flowers, not books for my birthday. I want red balloons, not blue ones. I want a successful fiancé, not one that is, in full process of becoming accomplished, and so on. Too often we lock ourselves in this mental prison in which every rigid expectation that we have becomes a bar that separates us from joy. Expectations open an abyss between us and that peaceful state of mind, of acceptance in which we stop trying to control things, and we cease to feel frustration when God seems to amuse himself by undoing our plans step by step. This Gemini new moon will help you sharpen your perception about many areas in your life where you had old, firm, and absolute points of view. Be curious and have zero expectations, just like a toddler that sees a fabulous diamond in just any glass bead. A baby is thrilled to find a colorful piece of paper, and it savors it like the most delicious strawberries. Be flexible and try not to operate with absolute categories. Just find those 100 intermediary shades that bring white towards black and vice versa. You'll be surprised to see how much relaxation, joy, and serenity those shades, those nuances can bring into your life, because they will free you from the need to be right. What this Gemini new moon teaches us is that it is okay from time to time to feel like I don't know, I don't have clear answers, I am overwhelmed by the complexity of certain issues, or I need extra time to really understand something. It is okay to be carbon in the process of becoming impeccably structured into a diamond. It is okay to be a work in progress. When we try to be on top of every situation all the time, anticipating every event, change, or action, judging everything from this position of an all-knowing skeptical being, then we start looking at life through a very narrow window slit. Then the sky's infinite opportunities and all the possibilities that we might bump into just around the corner shrink into that tiny piece of life in front of us. And this is a very dangerous game. It's like driving while staring directly at your hands on the steering wheel instead of scanning the intersection ahead. On this Gemini new moon moment and the next days, 3 important configurations will be active in the sky. The first one is called a yod, or the finger of God, and it's called like this because it looks like a finger pointing into a precise direction. It involves Mercury in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, and Jupiter in Libra. It's a rare configuration that indicates the necessity to regenerate the energy at the tip of this pointy triangle, and in this case it's about Jupiter in Libra. So God puts his finger on our relationships and asks us to grow in this area, expanding our heart's horizon, ascending into a better version of ourselves with less mental limits. So you can ask yourselves what kind of principles, expectations, or rigid ideas have become unbearable in your relationships, just like an armor that is too tight and suffocates your heart and breathing. What needs to be released so that you can grow in your partnerships and benefit from the luck symbolized by planet Jupiter? The second configuration is a cardinal T-square involving Venus in Aries, Jupiter in Libra, and Pluto in Capricorn. The 90-degree angle between Venus and Pluto shows that this lunar cycle is particularly difficult, bringing painful, even frightening transformations in our relationships. I recommend you all to ask yourselves what kind of destructive attachments you have to your romantic partners. Are you attached to toxic or manipulative people? Is it difficult for you to give up a role of numbed victim that allows emotional or sentimental vampirism? Now it is an excellent moment to stop drinking your daily dose of poison and sign your Declaration of Independence from anything that compromises your self-esteem and the pleasure to be alive. The exit from all this tension built within this T-square involves the sign of Cancer, so take a break, be gentle with yourselves, and search for the company of those people that love and support you unconditionally, blood family or soul family. The third configuration is another T-square involving Chiron in Pisces, Saturn in Sagittarius, and Mars in Gemini. This T-square activates the necessity to heal any victim-based behavior when we are faced with our limits and our fury. Our limits, symbolized by Saturn, cannot be solved through self-pity, realism avoidance, or escapism in denial and powerlessness. And the same applies to the fury and irritation symbolized by Mars. The solution for this T-square lies in the sign of Virgo. That is through mental clarity, detachment, and neutral thinking. Our restrictions and limits are what they are, neither bad nor good. They won't go away overnight because there is only hard work and an alliance with time that will make them become bearable. Fury is a negative emotion with a huge destructive potential when unleashed with no control. But when we put fury under the neutral lens of the microscope, we see it is merely a humble messenger that delivers an important message from our subconscious mind. Fury is a traffic light on red, meant to stop us from any further action before a thorough check of our needs and their level of fulfillment. It is a new moon, loaded with messages meant to rewire our minds, our brains. So take all the time you need to listen carefully and learn new things about you and your abilities. Ruled by Mercury, the protector of couriers, this messenger, new moon, delivers at our door a big package that contains all the changes we need to make within our minds in order to simply be happier and blissful. And since it is a supermoon, which happens when the moon reaches in orbit her closest point to Earth, you can expect to feel its influence of brain surgeon operating our brains in order to modify our thoughts in a very intense way, as its gravitational and electromagnetic field is stronger. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.